Hello, and welcome to the Getting Started section of the Samba video tutorials. It's lovely to have you here. For starters, here are some things that could be really useful. Firstly, if you have nothing, then you can use your hands to drum with. You can also use a pillow. The next step up from here, and something that we'll be using a lot, is drumsticks. So if you have these, that would be great too. If you have something that you can rebound off, like a drum pad, or what I like to use is a basketball. This could be helpful too, and you can use it for buzz balls. And then the next step up from this is a drum as well. So right now I have a Caixa on me. Or you could use a Repinique. So yes, but once again, if you don't have these, you can also use your hands as well for most of the exercises that we do. And finally, a notepad and a pen. So if there's anything in the session you'd like to write down or take notes of, you can. Thank you. How to hold a drumstick. Hi, welcome. In this session we're going to go through a common technique for holding drumsticks. So firstly, the right hand and left hand, this is in traditional grip, are different. For your right hand, the basic shape is to have your hand outstretched and to make a small fist. And in that fist, with your thumb on the side, goes the drumstick. And then you want to have your thumb and either index finger or ring finger as your balance point. And you should leave air at the back of the drum to help that momentum in your hip. For the left hand, it's the same thing as your palm outstretched as well, but the back of the stick is going to go through it with a couple of inches in the back. Your little finger and your ring finger are going to go underneath, and your middle finger and index finger are going to go on top. And that is a common way. There are little discrepancies, and depending on the size of the stick and your hands and the style that you're playing, it might vary slightly from time to time, but this is the way to do it. Hi, and welcome to the How to Hit a Drum session with sticks. In this session, we're showing a basic and common way to hit a drum. Right now I'm using a Caixa, but this can work for any drum. I'm just using Caixa because it involves both the right hand and the left hand, so it is quite useful to use. So, there are 4 methods with your right hand and 4 with your left that you can enact in hitting a drum. One is with your wrists, the other with the elbow, 3 enlisting the shoulders, and 4 with the fingers. With the left hand, the same. There's 1 with your wrist, 2 with the elbow, 3 with the shoulder, and 4 using the thumb. Now, when you hit, imagine that the end of your hip is up and not low. Instead of hitting down, you want to bounce and come off. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And to make that action, for now this is with my wrist. My wrist is just going up and down. And I leave a little bit of air so that the stick is able to come up after it bounces. You want to avoid holding the stick because that will put extra tension on your hand. Instead, have a light grip so that it can flow freely. With the left hand, it's very similar, although imagine you're turning a doorknob and that is the action that your wrist makes. Oops. So that was involving the wrist. You can have a higher accent the further up your arm you go, but you will be slightly slower. So with the elbow, and with the shoulder, and then you can also press the fingers into the back of the drumstick and use that to add pressure and momentum to the stick. With the left hand, you have your wrist stroke, then you can bring your elbow up for a higher tone, and then you can use your shoulder, and then finally your thumb as well. Remember that the bounce should be at the top and not at the bottom. Hi everybody and welcome back. In this session, we will be building on the last session of how to hit a drum and introduce buzz rolls into our playing. The buzz roll builds off the bounce hit, but has a slight variation to create that buzz. So you have your bounce. And then you're still going to bounce upwards, but your hand is going to turn down and your hand is not going to come up. It's going to continue its movement while still having the freedom of the stick to still be bouncing, which will sound like this. That's step one. The next step is to slightly push with your fingers or with your thumb to produce a slightly tighter roll. Not too tight, you don't want to push so hard that it sounds like this, but just a little bit. And you'll just tighten up that buzz roll a little bit more. With the left hand as well. But you don't want to be so tight that it's like this. And then also play around with it a little bit. Find out kind of what suits, and you'll find that slower playing, you might want a slightly airier buzz, whereas if you play faster, you want it to be tighter. For example. Whereas slightly faster. Might just want it slightly tighter. But once again, you're probably not pushing on your hands enough. It's loose. And you might be pushing on it too hard if you just end up with something really tight. In this video, I'll be showing 3 techniques to be useful for playing Repinique and Surdo with your left hand. The first is the mute tone, where you lightly press your hand against the drum head in order to muffle the sound slightly and to raise the pitch. It sounds like this. For comparison, The next is the open tone. For the open tone, your hand or arm will be straight, simulating or being similar to a stick, and the rim will hit this part of your hand, producing a clear tone. The third technique is the slap. Now, the base of your palm, the heel, will touch the rim on the back, and the fingers slightly will come over the top, producing a louder and a higher tone. So you're free. You have the mute, the open tone, and the slap. In this session, we'll be going through some upper body stretches to help mobility and to have less tension while drumming. It's good to do these before you start rehearsing or before performing drums. And normally I'd advocate a full body warm up, but for now, we're just going to do the upper body with special attention to our shoulders, elbows and wrists. So we're just going to start with a big stretch up. And stretching out the whole of the body. That's great, and coming back down. And we're going to rotate the neck. It's good to do these exercises at least 10 times. And then the other way. And you're going to lift the shoulders up and drop them. And again. And again. And you're going to rotate the arms forwards. And just feel the back opening up as you do that. And the other way. Opening up the front of the chest and the rib cage. And now for the elbows, we're going to have our arms up with one of our hands facing forward and the other facing back. And we're just going to move them back and forth. When you're warming up, be careful not to put any extra tension or pressure, and if something is hurting you or you feel like you're forcing it too much, then it won't be adequately warming up the body, and you should be light as you do it. And now for the palms, have your arms outstretched, with one facing forward and the other facing backwards. And the one that is facing forward is going to go down, and the one facing backwards is going to go up. And once they get to the top and bottom, they're going to change around, like this. And change, and change, and change, and change, and change. Now for another exercise, warming up the wrists, you're going to imagine you've got something disgusting like icky on your hands and you're trying to get them off. But you're going to have your arms outstretched as you do this. And just flick. And then go a bit faster. Nice. We'll do one more stretch. We'll have our arms out and just pull back slightly on the fingers. You can do this individually with fingers as well. And just feel a little pull there. Right, and now we're just going to do one for our spine and our hips. We're going to have our hands on our shoulders, and we're going to go to the left, rotating the hips, and then to the right. Great, it's really useful to warm up and stretch out the body a little bit before any physical activity, drumming included. So I would definitely recommend doing this before every drumming exercise. In this video, I'll be showing a warm-up exercise called quartets, quavers, triplets and semi-quavers. Start it slowly, and it's a good exercise to warm up your hands and to get the feel of different times as you play. So a quartet will be 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4. Quavers, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Triplets, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. And semi-quavers, 1 yander, 2 yander, 3 yander, 4 yander, with alternating hands. You can also do it alternating, so going from the right hand to the left hand. Or you can do it with, say, just one hand, like the right hand. You can also do it in a loop. Hello and welcome. In this video, I'll show you the basic marking grooves of the first and second surdo. The first surdo is the lowest surdo, and although it's called the first surdo, plays on the second beat or just before the first beat, always coming first. You have your hand to mark the first beat and your stick, and we'll bounce it to mark the second. Like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You may also play the and just before, if you're coming in after a turn, or maybe just coming in straight, so that always it is the first surdo, but never playing on the first beat. This is the common practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. In contrast, the second surdo, which is higher pitched, plays on the first beat, but will always come after the first surdo. So that could either be with the first surdo playing on the second beat, and the second surdo playing on the beat after that. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Or the pickup note and coming in on the one after that. So it could be like after a turn. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. You may have also noticed that when the first surdo's stick is going down, the second surdo's hand is coming down, and vice versa. So it's almost metronomic how the two surdos mirror each other. And these two surdos really mark the beat and hold it for the rest of the band. In this session, we'll be looking at the third surdo, which plays a very important part in the batteria. It does two things. It helps with the first surdo to mark that all-important second beat of the samba, And it also has a connection with the Repinique and other instruments within the batteria with its more intricate grooves. So it will have a pattern like this. If the first surdo beat is like this, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. The third surdo has a more intricate pattern, which is based off it, which is like 1. It is also allowed more ornamental features and improvisations, so you might have So to start with, you have your hand on the first beat, 1. And then it will be on the beat just before the second, 1 E and a 2, 1 E and a 2. And then you play 2 and, 1 E and a 2, and 1 E and a 2, and 1 E and a 2, and 1 E and a 2. The second times it goes round will be 2 E and O. So 1 E and a 2 and 3. 1 E and a 2 and 1 E and a 2 and 1 E and a 2 and 3. The other thing that you can do is you can turn it into a 4-beat pattern, and the second time it goes around you can play 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So it'll be 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And in that my hands are changed slightly to mark the beats, the third beat and the fourth beat, because they're not played by the stick. The other thing that you can do is mark, where you simulate the first and second surdos. For the first surdo you'll play an open beat, and for the second it will be closed. So it could sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Or with the and. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. For those muted beats, it's just my fingertips that are lightly pushing. If it's too much, or really hard to get any sound, you just want a little change. Hello, in this video I'll show quite a simple but intricate 2-beat Caixa pattern, which I think is a great one to start off with, and there are a couple of ways that you can voice it. It's really useful because you can input in it some different stickings for the Caixa, as well as the bolts roll at the end. And it goes like this. It can also be played like this. Or like this. So let's go through them. The first one has a double. So you hit 1 and then make another bounce as you come up. And then a hit with the left hand. And then one with the right and one with the left. Do that one more time. And then it will be a roll with the right hand, a buzz roll, and hit with the left. And that is the pattern. Now let's repeat it a couple of times. The next one goes hand to hand. So slowly, accent on the first beat, and then on the fourth one. The next has the accents just on the right hand and the softer notes on the left. So right, left, left, right, left. What I was doing just at the end there is called a turn. You'll hear it a lot commonly in Samba, as it is used to punctuate either breaks or interesting things that's happening within the vocal lines. And there are many ways to do it, but hand to hand, it goes. It tends to be commonplace that you might use the first beat of your pattern and use that as the starting point of the turn. So for instance, if you're playing like this, then those first 4 beats will then be the start of the turn. And like hand to hand, or with the left hand,